Yes, I did it. I managed to squeeze in a getaway family weekend before the end of the summer, before school starts. School may have started for many of the kids out there already. Sorry. We got up to the Sierra Nevadas. That's why I'm dressed down here. I just got in, decompressed. I feel good. I feel relaxed. Did some lake living. There is a photo I took of myself captaining the pontoon boat. The pontoon boat is, of course, the king of the seas. I mean, it's a brilliant vessel in nautical terms. I mean, you don't have to be Magellan to be able to drive this. You can do it. You can barbecue, and you can do other things. Jump in the water, jump back out. It won't go too far. But we had a great time. Get out there if you do. So this was also the kickoff of the main kickoff of the weekend of the European soccer calendar. Next week, everyone will be in action. So we did have to watch some soccer, which is part of the winding down process here on the Soccer OG. Subscribe, share. Let's share the Soccer OG with some of your friends. Go up to a friend and say, you should check this out. I think you'll like it. We are digging in once again to the U.S. men's national team. We're just a couple weeks away, really, from the call-up of the roster that will play for the United States men's national team on 3 qualifiers in September. September the 2nd in San Salvador against El Salvador. September the 5th in Nashville against Canada. September the 8th in San Pedro Sula against Honduras, one of the toughest places to play. You always say, San Salvador is going to be tough too, let me tell you. Hugo Perez is doing great things with that. He's doing great things with them, bringing in a lot of young American players to go in there. And he is really emphasizing fitness, cardio. These guys are running. We saw that in the Gold Cup. So that won't be easy either. Nothing's going to be easy. Or maybe it should be made easier. What will make it easier is the phenomenon that we are experiencing every week, and we have to compare it to Mexico. And I can tell you in Mexico, the media, when they talk about the U.S. men's national team, especially after the summer, and they talk about the Mexican national team, is they criticize the Mexican program for not doing what the U.S. program is doing, and that is fielding players on Chelsea, Juventus, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig, the list goes on and on. Players going to the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and an incredible occurrence. Mexico are not doing that, and there is concern there. So they're not going after it, especially when they lose twice. They're like, maybe Mexico's still better than the U.S., although they're now 9th and 10th, is it, in the FIFA rankings? That's insane, 10th. So maybe not better than Mexico, but on player development, it's no contest. This, in the big picture of things, is going to make this program even better, as Greg Berhalter now has one of the most difficult jobs in all of soccer. Picking 26-man, he's going to be able to pick, I think he's going to go 26, 28 players to build a roster. Some guys won't make the 23-man roster, but they have those 3 games, so very few guys are going to play all 3, or very few guys are going to start all 3 games. Even the goalkeepers, I think there will be some rotation there. But this is what they've been building for. And Greg Berhalter's job is being made harder and harder every week, because when one of these phenomenons happen, and right now we had 3 this week, I thought, stood above, in addition to Christian Pulisic starting and scoring for Chelsea, Gio Reyna starting and scoring for Borussia Dortmund. We'll see about Weston McKennie coming in here. Players making impacts everywhere. Guys you just take for granted, like a John Brooks. Yeah, pop it in there. Brendan Aronson, we don't really keep tabs, but we told about the great start he's had in the Austrian league. This week, you had Josh Sargent making his Premier League debut, came off the bench, and watching these U.S. men's national team players, by the way, is becoming like watching fantasy football. I'll tune in, really locked in. Norwich was losing to Liverpool by, was it 3 goals? And I'm watching these last 13 minutes, watching his every touch to see what he goes. By the way, he was great in those 13 minutes. He was really active, had a great shot on goal or close to goal. He's going to get minutes there. It was clear that he could play at that level. It was perfect. Then you had the situation with Conrad De La Fuente, which was building up from last week. 20-year-old left Barcelona, went to Marseille. He has a world-renowned coach in Jorge Sampaoli who clearly likes him a lot. He has teammates that like him. And he is setting guys up, as he did over the weekend. He is starting every game. Check out the Soccer OG podcast. I'm joined by Eric Krakauer of beIN Sports. We talk about the French league, including Marseille and Conrad De La Fuente. And he makes a great point. He says he is one of the most direct players that he's seen in that league. Get from here to here in a hurry. It sounds like a simple job, but it's not. And the U.S. needs those guys to extend the verticality of the game, to find those spaces somewhere else. We'll get to the situation there, but I think he is now in a 16-man roster. That's the 3 weeks that he has had has thrust him into that position. If you want to make this U.S. men's national team, you've got to bring it every week. There's only like 5 or 6. We'll get to that. Of the field players, I would say there is 14 lockdown guys, which gives you 9 guys that could probably get in there. 14 guys that will definitely make the roster. Third situation, Joe Scali, 18-year-old New Yorker, did not play for New York City FC, and now all of a sudden he is on the field for Borussia Monchengladbach, starting it right back, going the 90 minutes, doing everything you could possibly ask of him, marking Thomas Mueller, marking Leroy Sané, and doing it like he just walked into a Best Buy to buy a flat screen television. I'd like to get 90 minutes. Let's see, I'll get like 8 interceptions. I'll put this ball in. I'll mark, that doesn't happen. These situations just don't happen. He was playing Bayern Munich. And they saw this guy and they saw the talent, and now he is in that situation. Joe Scali you don't put him in that team. Maybe it's too late for him. But if he comes out this next couple of weeks and plays a couple of good games, I mean, Greg Berhalter is going to have to hold off on this roster and go, oh, what's going on here? I think there might be an opportunity at right back as well. So, 3 guys that Sargent certainly was on there, but 2 guys that were probably not on, one was not on the radar, one was kind of on the outside looking in. I think one is definitely in, Sargent's definitely in, Konrad's definitely in, and Scali's going to be a long decision depending on what the fullback situation looks like. Serginho Dest is locked into this squad, but I'm hearing discussion that Emerson, the Brazilian, might be pipping him at some point at right back. If he's riding the bench at Barcelona, problem. Maybe by the October qualifier. And this is a fun Barcelona team to be on, but we don't know about Serginho Dest. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. But he's a lockdown guy. But you got to be playing, and you've got to be better defensively than Serginho Dest is. Serginho Dest is hanging on the precipice. That would be crazy not too long ago, by the way. This laid-back look, I think I nailed it. Didn't even shave for you. So, goalkeepers. I don't think they want any problems with the goalkeepers. It's Zach Steffen, Matt Turner, Ethan Horvath in that order. All in. And that's nice and clean. You got the 3 guys. David Ochoa swearing allegiance to Mexico, and I wish him the best. And I think he could probably start for Mexico. It's a smart move, even though he said his heart was in there in a Players Tribune article this week. Memo Ochoa, the goalkeeping situation in Mexico is, the U.S. is starting to, just like everything else. Defenders, John Brooks, Miles Robinson, Mark McKenzie, Reggie Cannon, Serginho Dest, locked. Matt Miazga, I'm not sure. James Sands, I think so, based on what happened. And remember, Greg Berhalter said that the qualifying team would come from the Nations League and the Gold Cup squads. That's why they were done. Shaq Moore. Midfielders. McKennie's a lock, Tyler Adams, Leggett, Aronson, Kellen Acosta. That's it. 5. There's opportunities at midfield. Gio Reyna playing a deeper role. Maybe you move him there for country. He's been lights out starting every game with Erling Haaland. And there it is, like the Autobahn, as they say. And Gio Reyna's having a blast. He scored a goal on the weekend. So maybe he moves to the midfield to help out those 5. And then who else? Julian Green getting a lot of push? I don't know. Gianluca Busio? No. Yunus Musa will be coming back from injury soon, but I don't think enough by then. Eric Williamson? Midfield, we could do a little better, but 5 locks. So what am I giving you? 14 locks? Forwards. This is where the cup runneth over. So Pulisic is a lock. Gio Reyna, Josh Sargent, Jordan Siebatcheu. Jossie Zardes? Yeah. Hoppy and Conrad De La Fuente for me. So I think I'm giving you like 18, 19 guys. And I don't think we'd say Hoppy and Konrad are locks, but I think Konrad's in. Where does this leave out? Guys like Tim Weah, Paul Arriola, Daryl Dike, Ricardo Pepi that you want to see if you can get in there, who potentially could swear allegiance to Mexico there. This is a tough team to crack. If you're in a bad form, and Greg Berhalter has been really great during all of this, giving these guys the benefit of the doubt, put them in positions where they can squeeze the lemon as much as they could. He's not going to do anyone dirty, but you got to qualify for the World Cup, and this is a very tough team to crack. So we'll get a little bit closer and we'll gauge it out, but we will see guys trending in that right direction. Who could be next? Maybe someone else, MLS. Sometime, maybe we'll hear another big European move. Maybe Brian Reynolds when the Serie A starts up. Chris Richards. These guys would not make the squad right now. The results are all that matters. It's just a tough decision. And everyone wants to play on this team. You know that. The Soccer OG, we've got the U.S. men's national team covered. It's so much more. I will clean myself up for next week.